Oh, that was my favorite thing.
Yes. Yeah. Hey.
Yo.
Yep, audio.
Jeez. What's up, guys?
What poster was that? I only saw it for a second. What poster was that to your left?
Apparently that's the Dust Bowl, the great iconic Dust Bowl picture that was apparently staged that I put out recently.
And then go far left again. It's like a the other way. Yeah,
That's Tom Waits.
That's what I thought. I didn't want to get
Yep.
I love it.
Yep.
Hi, Mr. Brown.
What's up, fuck boys?
What's up, boy?
Okay, we're here.
We're here.
The stars aligned. You guys look great.
So do you, man.
You guys look great.
Are you recording this already?
I kind of jump right into it, but we can, if you want to do something else before it's live.
Oh, no.
Wait,
I was just
Ryan, did you shave your head? Yeah, you did.
And then yours,
Yep.
you're able to put yours up now. It's long enough.
Dude, it's like down to here now. It's wild.
It looks good, dude.
Yeah, it looks great. Looks great.
Thank you.
Beard's looking good.
Everyone's straight.
Good
James,
stuff.
you shaved your head a while ago too, right? Like you're all.
I went
Yeah,
bald.
getting up
I
there.
went bald for a bit and did a Bronson
Nice.
photo shoot and had fun with that
Sweet.
for a little bit.
Sweet. Had the stash and everything.
Yes.
Good.
Welcome everyone to the Filthy Animals podcast. Today we have a very, very special episode. I get to hang out with my two childhood friends for a little bit and have a chat. And we also happen to have made a feature film together. How are you guys doing today?
Doing well.
Good. I was waiting for Ryan to go first.
I can't see Austin at once. It's hard to.
I know your view, Brown. I know you're dealing with.
Yeah. I can only see one person at a time. So
Copy that.
Do the thing where you can see all three. Why don't you do that?
well, I'm on my phone.
Right.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, sorry. Oh, I got.
No. It's perfect. When the way I'm recording it, it's perfect.
Okay.
Wow. I'm just happy I don't know.
Could
we're
be
here.
beat versus.
Dude,
Could
I
be-
miss you guys, man. I went through January being like, this was like the month of like my life a year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the best.
I keep getting memories on this day last year, and I'm always just looking at these like, fuck. All right, cool. This is just so nice. I don't even know. We've all known each other for like 20 plus years, longer, all of us,
Yeah. At least.
Me and Ryan met when we were like 6.
Yeah.
Wow.
Way back.
Yeah. And then James, you and I met at Dapple Gray in like our 3rd grade year. Yeah, that's right.
Correct, my man. That is correct.
Yeah.
Austin, I remember going to your birthday party and just I was in a wonderland. I was like, oh my gosh, who is this mythological person that my brother is friends with his brother? And it was just like they have a water slide and it's so crazy. What am I doing here?
Yeah.
Dude, that water slide was made out of tile and it chewed up your ass on the way down. It was
the grotto. I just was so little and I was like, I didn't even know what a grotto was, but you had that little cave, little side. Like,
oh yeah. Yeah, that was a good cave.
Beautiful,
a lot of
man.
good stuff in that cave.
Bunch of fun stuff went on in that backyard, man.
Yeah,
The
was
golf
fun.
course, just traveling around the back there.
Yeah, James, I took you in the trail sometimes. Remember that one time?
No, I remember the first time I ever went to your house, Austin, I had a similar, two things I really took in was the closet of DVDs,
Yeah,
which was beautiful. You know,
that still exists in my parents' home.
I love that. That's I dig your parents for that. And then I remember, just kind of to reflect on Ryan's comment, I remember the clubhouse in the front of the house, dude, and you could like slide down and hold your
Oh yeah,
and it would slide
The
you like
zip
if you're not
line, yeah.
going soon enough, you're going right into a bush. If you're not going, yeah, it was pretty rad. Man, yeah. We shot a film last year, and I'm just curious before we start. Let's go, individually. What was your favorite filming day, and what was your least favorite filming day?
Ryan, go first.
Well, I think my favorite, it's hard to say like what my favorite was, but I'd say it'd be a toss up between, the night when we're at the house getting ready to go in,
Cool.
the night scene. That was a lot of fun. It was just different. I mean, all the scenes were really good to me because it was so brand new. Also I don't even know how much we're supposed to be saying about the movie.
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil
Yeah,
it.
no, exactly. So I'm just trying to keep it
You say
keep
like
it loose. But
you say like a keyword, and I, I'm with you.
yeah, well, yeah, they won't know though. But
The junkyard.
But the junkyard, for sure. That was the scene. Like Austin. I think you had a performance there that blew my mind. I was so in awe to see you get to that point. It was awesome. That was a huge moment. I love seeing one of my fucking boys that I grew up with completely become a character in some way that I never, like I always knew you were that way. Growing up, you always been that person who, out of anyone I knew, you would have been the actor. I would have said that from the get-go. So it's like I knew you had it in you, but it was just like magic being there and like with the set lights and you just snapping into that pivotal moment. This was awesome. So I mean, there's a lot of everything was great, but I couldn't really say what's my favorite.
Can I add to that moment you're talking about, Brown?
Yeah.
My brother's friends were there. They were having a party. They were watching. They were watching the McGregor and Donald Cerrone fight.
Brutal.
And at the end of it, my brother's friends were kind of bored, and they asked if they can come up and watch us film when we were kind of doing our thing. And I told them, I walked up to him and I was like dead serious. I was like, "Don't talk. Turn your cell phones off. Don't make any noise." And then the next thing I did is I started walking over and I realized it was Austin's coverage on that scene. And I was going to ask you, are you okay with this? But before I could, I watched your body language, and you looked over at them, and then you like looked over at me, and you're just like, "Yeah, fuck these guys. Like, fucking let's do this." And you're like, I think not to toot your horn too hard, I think you liked the crowd, that you liked that there was eyes on you. And it was a very proud moment for me. And then same with you that night, Ryan, on your coverage. You're smoking your stogie, we'll be vague.
Oh yeah.
Dude, fierce.
Yeah.
Just so fierce.
It was a trip to have this like fantasy and ideas in my head, and then to see it play out was very special for me.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Guys, thanks for saying that. That was very sweet of you guys. My favorite days were definitely the junkyard. The junkyard was so much fun, and like Ryan, like we just had just a ball on set and off set. Like it was so fun that whole day.
Amazing.
That was
it was
and the car breaking down. They're trying to push that thing up on the.
Yeah.
If we ask the entire crew that was there that day, what was your least favorite day on set?
For sure that was
Yeah, you were miserable, and me and Ryan are just like having coffee and being like, "Look at this asshole." He's so upset.
Yeah, it was gnarly, man. It was
cold. Let's just put it that way.
It was cold.
And it was the most I've ever seen Nathan plan a shot for distance in the wide. So that means we're putting lights behind lights to give it some kind of image. And he was sending people. I remember him telling Francisco, he's like, "I need you to go past that second tree." And he's like, "That's over 50 yards back." He's like, "Are you sure?" He's like, "Yep." And you see Francisco look at me like, "Fuck you, dude." Really great shot though, you know.
Yeah, man, a lot of work went into that night, and it was so good. And like seeing Ryan, your performance was amazing. Pete's performance was so good. Yeah. And just like how the crew, we just all vibed and just got it done. And it was just so much fun. And I think my favorite one was the Lester scene.
Cool. Oh yeah, you can't. No,
I can't. But working with Ray, that whole scene in the living room was quite a day for me. Yeah. It was awesome.
Yeah. Oh, it was beautiful. Yeah. I mean, there's another major scene that happens sometime in the hours of like 3 a.m. that I really enjoyed too. There's a lot of things that happened that, one, the scene was great, but then there was also just some other things that were so hilarious that were happening behind us. And that was one of those days where I wish I could have broken character and just looked around and watched the surroundings, because there was just as much magic going on behind the camera as there was in front, and it was great.
Even when
it was so good.
When we did the desert shoot, what I got a kick out of was at one point everyone was giving me, a lot of the crew was giving me like these like, fuck you looks, and I kept asking, are you guys okay? Everyone all right? And Nathan at one point tasked me. Nathan tasked me at one point, he goes, stop asking them, they're not okay.
Yeah. That's right. Stop asking, no one's all right, just stop.
He goes, we're past that, dude. And then we the car breaks down. Obviously we have to like load it onto the trailer, and it takes a lot of us and all of our strength, screaming at the top of our lungs, pushing to get it onto the trailer. And then we had my brother have to drive it out, and he was kind of buzzing, and he's like he's like reversing like this, and it's perfect, and it's clean, and
not his first time.
He goes
backing things out.
He's like, if it's got a motor and it's got wheels, he's like, I could fucking do this. Let's fucking ride it. And Kat, our AC, sits up from being passed out in the car, and he's driving the car, and he sees her, and she sits up, and he puts his arm around her, and he's all, "What's up, sugar? What's up, darling? What's going on?" And as much as it sounds like our crew is unhappy, when you talk to our crew, they love that story, and it's like a war story, and it's got some comedic moments to it, and you know some good memories there,
Dude, it's things like that like bonds the whole crew together. And just like the funny like things we tell each other, like the jokes and the hardships, like it made it like a family. That's so fun about it.
It was very intimate. It's very intimate. You got to tell them about what Ferguson and Khabib means.
Okay, yeah. So Ferguson,
get that, Austin?
What?
On the group text, did you get it when he wrote Khabib versus Ferguson?
No. And I'm not going to. Go.
Yeah. It was a fight between Tony Ferguson and Khabib Nurmagomedov that was booked like 6 times, and it kept falling through. And the fight never happened. So it was a little joke that I thought you might not have got it, but I should have explained better.
I definitely didn't, and I really appreciate it now. Listeners, we planned and canceled this at least 3 times, so this is we're finally on number 4, and we're here and we're doing it.
And that's why I even had like a slow start in the beginning. I'm like, is this happening?
Yeah, are you good? We gotta go to bed soon. No, we're here.
Well, it is getting close to my bedtime though.
Just the older we get.
What least favorite day?
Least favorite. Well, there's that one day that we jumped in the water and we didn't have to. That day.
I'm not gonna get into
it. We woke up at like 5 a.m. to get there.
I'm not gonna get into it, but it was worth it. I'm not trying to spoil it. It will be used. Don't worry. It will be used. If that makes sense, I'll never forget that day. Brownie was at the house. I heard him wake up in the morning. I heard him you can see the lights not on in the bedroom yet. and you could just hear him like he's all thick and he stands up. You can hear like feet hit the ground, and you just hear him just go, "Fuck." And then we pulled up, and Austin's sitting like in the lot, standing in a cardigan, sipping
coffee.
Cardigan, yeah, tea or coffee or something. And it was like, fuck yeah, it's on, you know. And then I did deal with some car things.
Dude, car things are just the bane of our existence for this shoot.
That's
crazy.
Austin,
beautiful vehicle though.
Did you have a least favorite day, Austin?
I don't remember specifically which day it was, but I think it was a day that me and Ryan did a scene like 17 times, and I was gonna kill you.
Right.
I was. She's like, "Yeah, let's go it again. Let's run it again." And I look at you, Ryan. We're like, "What?"
What day? Do you remember what day? It's okay.
No, I don't.
I think it might have been it was probably a car scene, but it was when we were just sitting in the driveway with the little guy.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that was one of them.
And that we were just trying to figure.
That may have been because of our other actor. You know what I mean?
No, right. I mean,
yeah.
It was a mixture of things. You know, it was the little guy.
Yeah.
I can't say there was any like really bad days. I had a blast every single day. I just think there was like probably a bad hour in one of those days. But every day I was just like, this is exactly what I want to do. This is exactly where I want to be.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah. And there was you know, when you sign up for something like this, there is some stressful moments. It's not all sunshine, you know. Well, fucking rad. And thank you boys again. It was an honor to work with you guys and have that work out. It just worked out, man. It's so cool, you know.
It was the best.
Just fucking worked out.
Yep.
We are here today. Austin, you picked our movie for today. We're going.
Yes, I did.
We're going to 1991. We are talking about a film Kathryn Bigelow directed. We're talking about Point Break.
Ooh, the real Point Break. None of this bullshit remake they tried to do.
Oh, yeah,
Which, by the way, if they called that movie anything else, it probably would have done fine. But then they made it Point Break, and we're all like, "No, that ain't Point Break."
If it's not the ex-presidents, it's not Point Break.
It was Ryan. You couldn't have been more right. That's absolutely true.
Yeah, well said. You know, it's a quick way to say it and just kind of eliminate the other one. You're right.
Yeah. No Swayze, no Point Break.
No Keanu?
Yeah, exactly.
No War Child?
No War Child?
Seriously?
That would have been a good spin-off. War Child and Anthony Kiedis.
Anthony Kiedis.
Yeah.
Just being dicks up and down Malibu.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go through the film real quick. An FBI agent goes undercover to catch a gang of surfers who may be bank robbers. This is directed by Kathryn Bigelow. This is written by Rich King and w.peterlliff. This is starring Keanu Reeves, Patrick Swayze, Gary Busey, Lori Petty, and many more. Austin
is Lori Petty, is that Tyler?
Yeah. Tank Girl.
One of my first crushes ever.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so in love with her.
When she changes the first time she's done surfing and shit.
Yep.
I remember that scene from my childhood when I was rewatching it.
Oh yeah.
And then
Oh yeah.
I watched this film. My little sisters watched this for the first time, and I watched it with them. So it's kind of cool to see. Obviously, some scenes we know don't hold up, you know, but it's like for the time it kind of works, you know, like I am an FBI agent. You know?
I was gonna talk about that. How like the acting switches completely, and it's so perfect. Like I am an FBI agent. I know, man. Isn't it so wild? It's like so real.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
I'm a 91. What year were you guys born?
90.
Both 90, right?
90, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember being like 3 or 4 or 5 years old, watching this at my mom's friend's house on a VHS at like a sleepover, really kind of too young. Do you guys remember your first time seeing this or what your impression was?
Oh, absolutely.
Go.
Absolutely. So the first time I watched it, I was a little bit older than you were, but it was with my brothers. It was at my house. And pretty much we had been kind of getting into other surf type movies like what was that other one, like North Shore, That was one of my favorites as well. But once we got this one in, because it had a little bit more of a, bad element to it, like the bank robber stuff, it had more like appeal, and like just seeing like these grimy surfers that were all about like the free spirit, just out to chase the wave. And and I looked up to that, and as a kid, like that's what I wanted to be that. And I even grew my hair for about 20 years because of this movie. But no, it was just, I just remember the scenes where Tyler was just looking smoking. It was like one of those things where I really crushed on a girl hard. And then the surfing and just seeing Patrick Swayze just killing it and being this Bodhi, Bodhisattva, this like, it was just, there's so much appeal to that. And I probably watched that movie over 50 times in my lifetime. And it just, it was so important to my life at the time that me and my brothers, we did the Halloween costumes as the ex-presidents, and we got the masks. I wore the Reagan mask. My brother wore a Bill Clinton mask, even though he wasn't it. But it was just loved it, loved every bit of it. And we did that outfit for, I think, 4 or 5 years straight. We loved it. We burned it out, baby.
Yeah. I don't remember the first time I actually saw it. I was the baby of the family, so I kind of got to see rated R movies a little bit faster than most, because like it was mostly cussing and a little bit of violence, which we're cool with. Yeah. So I'd say it probably was like around 10 or 11, but I remember seeing the live action Flintstones where I first saw Halle Berry for the first time, and I was amazed at a woman could look that beautiful with short hair. And then you see Lori Petty in this movie with short hair. I'm like, I think short hair is my thing. Like,
yeah, brother.
Totally. Yeah. Like, it was just so funny. So yeah, I remember when we watched that, because we all surfed and skated and did all that fun stuff. And like teepeed houses and all just, anti-establishment stuff. And we always quoted that movie, and it was just a fun, like, it was the rated R movie for our childhood, I would say. So it was just,
for sure.
Say around like 10 or 11, I think.
Just some fun random facts about this film. You guys may know or may not know. Obviously a lot of it was filmed in our area in the South Bay. At one point we even see them running through, dive and surf body glove right there as they're doing the chase sequence.
Yeah.
When they were filming this film, Patrick Swayze wanted to do the skydiving for real, but for the filmmaking for insurance policies, they wouldn't sign off on it. But the whole joke was he was like constantly almost dying every day surfing, but they wouldn't let him skydive. And so he, in interviews, talked about how he would lie and he would still go skydive, etc. But how he's like, they have no idea, the filmmakers, the producers, that we're dying every day when we're doing these surf scenes. They don't give a shit about it. It's just kind of interesting to me. And then
I loved it how he said in one of those interviews, he was like, yeah, we did all that crazy stuff, but surfing was absolutely the most terrifying.
Yeah.
I loved that. Yeah. That was so cool, because they got great shots of them surfing.
Yeah,
they did.
And they had some big waves out there. Those were good surfable waves.
Well, they filmed a lot of it in Hawaii too for those scenes.
Yeah, they did. You could see Pipeline backdoor on one of them.
Yeah.
First.
In the final scene, they're making that guy commit to that fall on that big wave. It's supposed to be Patrick's, Bodhi's character. Taking the dive.
Oh yeah, the final cut. Yeah.
Which, by the way, I'm gonna say right now, that really bothers me, because if you watch it, he falls almost immediately, and Bodhi's been surfing forever. The dude would at least get in the barrel, and then the barrel would just crush him. But this was like, I'm at the top, and then I fell. I'm like, nah, Bodhi's more experienced than that. If you're gonna die, you're gonna die in the green room and just have it crush you.
Well,
that's always bothered me.
I agree. The filmmaking behind it is that he had to take a digger quick so they can grab him and save that guy, that surfer, because he intentionally falls for the coverage of that scene.
Right? No, I know. It just
I'm with you, Austan.
In my heart, that's what I wanted.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Well, like the whole idea is like, you think there's a chance that he made it out of that, and like he's not, because you don't see for sure. Like obviously he goes down and that's a massive wave, but in my mind as a kid, I would watch that and go, oh my gosh, buddy, he's gonna make it out of this, guys. You know, and then the
clips
movie
on
ends.
both sides. It's not gonna paddle New Zealand.
Yeah. You know the quote, baby.
It's always cool when you know, you could do a walk-off line like that, you know, when Keanu walks off, you know, he's not coming back.
He's not coming back.
Throws the badge, keeps going, keeps getting into it. And my last little IMDb trivia or fun fact, whatever you want to call it. So Kathryn Bigelow directed this film. During this time, she was married to James Cameron.
That's in my notes. I was gonna bring that up. Yeah, keep going.
So they say they gave Kathryn Bigelow shit for a long time because they said James Cameron directed it and you just slapped your name on it, right? And so Kathryn Bigelow's directed like Near Dark, Strange Days, a couple other good films, but
Hurt Locker, right?
Yeah, she also did Hurt Locker.
Yeah.
But she won. So anyway, long story short, through the years, and then James Cameron, just for our viewers, he's directed Avatar, Terminator 1 and 2, Titanic. He always works on a film for just a long chunk of a time. But when Kathryn Bigelow won an Oscar for Best Picture for Zero Dark 30, she like stands up and she's thanking everybody to her left and right, and sitting behind her is James Cameron, and she doesn't acknowledge him. She just kind of gives it like a little slight turn. So it's kind of a cool way for her to like make her own foundation, and you know,
because they were married for a while, right?
Yeah.
I'm just got like divorced.
Oh yeah.
Hollywood
happens
to the best of us. Happens to the best. Yeah. So if you guys were to have a frame of this, a still from the film, and put it on your wall, what would that still be?
Well, if I was just going off of what I thought was like one of the coolest photos of the movie, it wouldn't be the one I'd put on my wall because it has nothing. It would be the night surfing scene when Bodie and Johnny Utah are just fucking ripping it doubles. Like he's like, I'm surfing, you know, because it's like that night scene. It's just so sick. But if I wanted to do one that had to do with the movie, I'd probably do where Patrick Swayze is, you know, Bodie is sitting in the gas station and he's torching the car with the flamethrower at the gas pump. That would probably be the one. Or if I could get Tyler in there somewhere, you know what I mean?
That's literally both of my answers.
The shot.
That's exactly right.
No, I definitely, for me on the second one, you read my mind. That's like in my notes for that question. And then the other one I really like is that overhead shot we get where he's just kind of doing this to her.
Oh, I love that one too.
And he's holding her.
Oh, in bed?
Yeah, he's giving her tickle fingers. Yeah, that's a good one.
Tickle fingers.
Okay. Last one. The other one that I really liked, it was beautiful, was when she finds his badge and gun and she walks in and she's wearing his flannel. And like you can just see the center right there. You can see it. She's just holding the gun. She's like, "You fucking lied to me.
You're a liar. You're a liar." Yeah.
Did your parents even die in the wreck? You know, like super heavy.
Yeah.
I think one of the coolest posters that I think would have been cool is right before he goes rock and roll and sticks his tongue out of the mask.
Yes, that'd be sick. Yeah.
It would have been so dope because that's just the whole character right there.
Yeah.
Or him running on fire. That's badass.
I like the bro circle when they jump out too. I guess
the speed star.
Be a good frame.
You know, so I went skydiving like 4 years ago, and in their contracts where you have to sign being like, if you die, your parents can't sue us if you die. And they have this same thing that they all say. They're like, you're about to jump out of a perfectly good airplane. What Roach says.
Roach says
all
it.
skydiving places have adopted that phrase to say to everybody.
Yeah.
I love it.
Love it.
Do you guys have like a favorite sequence or scene?
Like just the scene of them, you know, running when he's running away and he's on fire, and the way he gets away, and Johnny Utah is laying on the floor. He just busted his knee that took him out of the football game, and he's laying there and he's got him dead in the sights. Remember, Johnny Utah has 100% score on his shooting test. So he's a sharp eye. He's laying there, bah, he turns up, bah, 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 bah.
Yeah.
I just love that one. That whole scene, it's great.
I'm not sure if you've seen his film Brown, but I think Austin may have. Have you seen Hot Fuzz?
Yeah.
I love that they.
Nah.
I know. It's a film about two cops, but they share that they're a fan of Lethal Weapon and Point Break. And at one point, the heavyset guy, this guy gets away, and he's all frustrated, and he unloads his clip in the air. But it's like a total homage to Point Break, and he's like, he's all
sick
about it. It's cool. It's a quick scene, but it's cool,
One of my favorite scenes is when they're describing Bell's Beach and like the 50-year storm in the fire pit.
Yeah.
Just because you're getting a grasp of all the characters and how they make fun of each other. It's like it's better than sex. Maybe that's not what you're doing it right, Roach, like stuff like that.
Doing it right.
And I noticed this today, which actually blew my mind. So when Bodhi's talking and that girl's rubbing his shoulders, he's always doing something, but you don't know what he's doing. And today when I was watching it, he's tuning a guitar. He's restringing a guitar.
He's restringing it,
the whole time.
Yeah.
In the last 30 years, I have never seen the guitar until today.
It's pretty cool.
That's funny. I think I just noticed it last week.
Crazy.
It's pretty cool. Keanu's POV entering Bodhi's party. And he's just
it's rad.
Doing shit right in front of you, looking right at the lens. It's really well done.
To Jimi Hendrix just freaking out, just like, don't know.
Oh, he's creeping up in the back.
And that lemon in the shot trick, I love that. Come on.
I know.
Come on.
I personally always love the whole sequence of War Child, everything, when he's trying to shower and finish up and they punk
the fight's great.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great. Yeah.
It's so great.
Yeah.
Fuck you up.
Like I would have never thought about this until I actually did like the movie with you guys. Like seeing something that shouldn't be in a film later on. Like I remember watching it back last week.
Yeah.
And when Keanu got his board broken later on in the movie, they show him getting ready to paddle out on it. I'm like,
you found that?
Yeah, I got him.
That's right. Well, the other scene too is when we're talking about the night of the party and he's out there with her. If you look at the coverage when they're filming Patrick Swayze and then they're cutting back to filming him with his lady, it's like the sun's already coming up. Because you guys kind of see that.
Oh yeah.
And it's okay. You do your best with the hour, and we all know that.
Yeah, there's a few editing stuff in there. Like even like the night surfing one, like you can tell that's either early morning or like it's dusk, and they like put a filter on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it'd be one thing if they chose to prioritize the sequence of the order, but they go back on it. They go back to dark again after lights coming up.
You're right.
But my all-time favorite is at the end when Keanu jumps out without his parachute.
Yep.
The person doing it, the shirt is backwards. You can see the buttons. So if he had to break it open and then pull the chute.
Oh.
Yeah, go back and check it out. I've always seen it.
Who wants
a smart way to do it, but
what is he?
Wow.
Who wants to say it? What does he do before he jumps out?
He says, fuck it.
No, he goes, fucker!
Oh, I thought he says, fuck it! And then he runs out.
No, Fucker.
Really?
Yeah, I have it on subtitles. I loved it.
Oh, okay. I always thought he said, fuck it. Like, I'm going to just do it without the parachute.
I know.
I'm going.
I love that he yells that, fucker! You're like, all right, cool. There's some crazy lines in this movie, dude.
Okay.
Crazy.
One of my all-time favorite things is when John C. McGinley is bringing them into his office and yelling to Keanu about bringing the surfboard in.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, what are the things he says? He says, you guys have found squat. Like in such an angry mode, he says squat.
I know.
And then calls him a bonehead.
Love it.
It's just for the 90s. That's so fitting, but it's just so funny because it's not so like scary of a word to be like, yelled at. It just made me laugh.
Honestly, I also love Gary Busey in this film. He was amazing. How do you not love Gary Busey? You know,
I think this was his best role.
Yeah. I love when he's sitting in the car. He's like, "Hey, there's a sandwich shop. They make the best meatball sandwiches up there. Why don't you give me a sandwich too?" You know, and he's sitting there. He's eating the sandwich while the ex-presidents roll up and they fucked it all up.
Dude, one of the funniest things I heard is my brother's friend met Gary Busey and said, "Hey, say the line." And he goes, Utah, I want 2. He's like, that's not the line. It's Utah. Give me 2.
Give me 2.
And he messed up the own line. Which, by the way, James, I want to know, do you think that was ad-lib?
Yeah.
You think so?
Definitely.
It had to have been.
Yeah, that it's just so weird in the way it's done, and he's just having fun.
Stops, he puts the paper, he goes, Utah, give me 2.
I think so. Going back to the sequence with their head chief, whoever their boss is, on that long one-er take. That's a really nice choreographed take when they're walking and going in the beginning. And he's like, what's your lifestyle like? He's like, we don't drink here. We don't drink caffeine here. He's like, what's your deal? He's like, sir, I take the skin off the chicken.
My chicken. Yeah. And then he eats a donut like 20 seconds later.
I know.
Well, he also says we don't drink and we sure as shit don't smoke. And Gary Busey smokes a cigar throughout that whole office the rest of the movie.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
So that's like his own kind of like F you to Harp, like the funniest way. Yeah. And the funny thing is that's like a long continuous walking shot.
Like the West.
And I thought, and I thought it was like from the West Wing, but the West Wing started in 1999 when this was in 1991. So I wonder if they bit off of her.
Yes.
And her style, because that was such a cool shot. Because that's an iconic shot.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. We're on the same page. They started that. West Wing took influence from it.
Yeah, it's a good influence.
Do you guys have like a favorite line from the film?
You should have emailed us these questions.
Oh, it's all right. I like it.
I just watched it for the second time, like this morning. Gosh, it will come to me.
I like stuff where he's all, it's for your own growth, brah. Just those little lines like that, I think are so.
Or we show those people in their metal coffins. We show them that the spirit is still alive.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's probably one of the top ones there for sure.
That's like our adolescenthood. We're like,
oh yeah,
fuck the system, absolutely.
Yeah. So good.
And that's exactly what our movie's all about.
And well, there's a point too where like there's a turning point where you're all gung-ho about them catching the ex-presidents. Then you realize that it's Bodie and Roach and all the guys, and then you don't want them to get caught. And then you're like stuck in this little situation where like you want Johnny Utah to be with Tyler, but you also want him to be a part of the surf crew because they're sick. So it's like you don't want him to get busted. It's just like, I just want to be the bad guy sometimes.
You know what's funny about that group is they kind of like established the group very well. You have the fearless leader who everyone gets along with, Nathaniel, who's just like the guy who knows stuff, and he's kind of a quiet character, but he's still dope. And then who's the blonde-haired kid?
He's a real surfer though.
He's a real surfer, right? And like he's like the nice, likable one who's kind of funny. Well, he's the Roach. Roach is that dickhead, that dickhead of the group that only they like and they understand, and everyone's kind of like, that guy kind of sucks. And he does that well to Johnny Utah the entire time.
So good.
It's so great to watch that.
I like when they first deal with Keanu Reeves and they realize that he is an undercover agent and they're by the fire, like, let's just get out of here. I love the way he goes, I'm scared, Brody.
Yeah.
This is real.
Yeah. This just ain't something, this ain't a game, man. All that shit's so good.
So good.
What was it like for you guys to go surfing with Greg Browning?
I loved it. I thought it was so much fun, dude. Like, I've only heard stories about the guy. That was the first time I actually met him.
Cool.
So,
yeah.
Like,
he's a savage.
Ryan, I don't know how you felt about it, but the whole time he's like filming us, he's like, just surf like I'm not here. And every time I got up on a wave, I'm like, I gotta go around him. I don't want to hit him. And he's like, no, surf like I'm not here. It's so weird.
Trust me. I thought I was gonna kill him on the only wave I got. I honestly, it was the heaviest I've ever been surfing. And just paddling out there, I was like, good God. And I kept telling him, I'm like, Greg, I'm not doing too hot, man. He's like, no, bro, just keep paddling. You got it, bro. It's going to be great. And I'm like, Greg, you don't understand. I'm gonna die out here.
Dude, you were on one that morning. Like everything coming out of your mouth made me laugh hysterically. You were just on it. It was so funny. It was
a good time.
Day. Yeah.
And we made the idiot decision to walk down there barefoot.
Yep.
And someone I know also took a shit on the side of that cliffside there.
No,
I'll leave that out.
Yeah, no, it's all right. Just we don't need to say the name. You know who you are.
I don't know who they are. When this is all done, I want you guys to text me who that was. That's ridiculous. I did not even know that story.
Yeah, I got okay, I gotta jump subjects. I really like the way they used At the Party for Bodhi scene. The only time I've seen the song used in a film is in Easy Rider, but I believe they used If 6 Was 9, Jimi Hendrix, for Bodhi's party.
I don't mind.
Yeah. A good use of music, man. Because we get some of these like in the surf sequence, there's like lyrics to one song where it's like, we're gonna rise, and then you see Keanu start to stand and fall, and then he kind of falls on the wave.
I will not fall. Yeah, that song is horrible.
Yeah, and we're like, we're gonna get back up, and then you see him kind of we're gonna fall, and you're like, all right, maybe some of these songs don't hold up, but that song holds up. Jimmy will always.
Like a kindergarten. It's like a kindergarten stretching anthem.
Yeah. Go move it right. Yeah. Because when you watch it on subtitles, they're like, lyrics to the song come up, and you're like, oh wow, it's like on the nose with what's happening. So
annoying.
I got a scenario for you boys. You guys ready?
Yeah.
I just gave you guys unlimited budget. You're gonna get to do Point Break 2. Rest in peace to Patrick Swayze. Let's say Patrick Swayze is maybe still, alive in this exercise.
It has to work that way.
If you wanted to use him in your pitch for Point Break, I just wanted to add that element. Okay, so
good.
Point Break 2 pitch. What do you guys run with it?
What direction?
Yeah, for a Point Break 2, what would be your quick?
So I would just off the top of my head, I'm using Keanu, right? Yeah. Keanu is no longer an FBI agent, right? Yeah. And he's out there teaching some other kid how to surf, some up and comer. And the FBI track him down to track down this other group of surfers, and he just somehow comes back into the loop like that, Saw.
Bro. Have you seen that? Have you seen the video of that dude? And I don't know what it is. It's like this. It's a little bit of a lower budget than like Trailer Park Boys, but he's like, Trev, stop having that baby look at me, and it's like his baby's newborn, and they edit it, and the baby.
Oh yeah, it has that.
Like, we got a problem, bro. Like, what is that?
Has that Jimmy kid that's in like a bunch of Adam Sandler movies. I think he went to like Arizona States. I know a few people who know that guy, but yeah, I just saw that video on TikTok like the other day.
It's pretty ridiculous. I
like the baby keeps looking at me, bro. Yeah. What do you want? What do you want?
He's like, you just met him. You've known me for like 20 years, dude. What's up? What's up with this guy? And he's talking about his baby. It's pretty. Anyway, it's like the surf mentality to the max in that scene. What's your pitch, bro?
Oh, I don't even know, man. Like, how could you do it too from how good this was? I mean, I think if I did a 2, I would have my Johnny Utah goes to Utah to, go mountain biking, and then his partner dies off of the cliff, and then all of a sudden I just go back to police. No, that's bullshit. That was the remake of Point Break. That's horrible. That movie is.
I know.
Let me think about that for a little bit. I don't really know.
Well, the interesting.
What if Johnny Utah just started robbing banks? Maybe that would be the twist.
Okay.
No, I don't even like that. Come back to me. I'll think about it.
You got it. Have you guys seen the film Fast and the Furious, the first one?
Yeah.
It's like the only one I've seen. That and like 2.
Well, essentially, imagine it's 10 years later since Point Break come out. You're in a pitching room, and someone goes, we're going to do Point Break, but with underground street racing, and we have Fast and the Furious,
Do you think that's what happened?
Yeah, that is exactly what happened.
Because I think the first time I saw Fast and Furious was with you.
Oh, dope.
Yeah.
Which
I'm pretty sure that's the deal.
Okay, I got one for you, Austin. The other day I was watching a film from 2003 called Just Married. You know what I'm talking about?
I remember that very well.
And it's got Raymond J. Barry in it, and he plays.
He's in that?
I'll send you the clip later. He plays Ashton Kutcher's dad. But okay. As I was watching it, I was like, I'm pretty sure I saw that with you and a couple dudes back in the day.
And girls.
Yes.
When we used to take girls to the movies to make out. Yes, that does exactly. I think that was the exact movie I got in trouble for because I lied about going to Kangaroo Jack, saw Just Married instead, got caught, and got banned from the movies for the year.
That's why I stay away from movies. They're trouble.
I got one for you though.
Bring that up.
So going into this film, I was thinking about Fast and the Furious and how they kind of copied the formula. There's a scene where Paul Walker and Vin Diesel go and eat at a restaurant and they're eating shrimp and fries. And I was thinking about the scene in the set, and it's the same recreation without saying it of where the girl works, where Lori Petty's character works.
No way.
He orders shrimp and fries.
They could have filmed that exact location too, because they filmed just in LA, right?
Yes, and the setup looks the same. So I think it's a low key, like they knew they were remaking Point Break in a way, and I think that was their low key way of showing it also. That's
crazy. I never even thought about that.
I would think
it makes the most sense.
A little bit of a bigger hint than that.
Well, also in Point Break, if you remember when he's like tailing Bodhi for the first time because he has like a hunch thinking that he might be the ex-president.
Yeah.
He talks about like, he goes to Tower Records, gets some CDs, and he goes to Patrick's Roadhouse and gets a burger. Yeah. Patrick Swayze and Roadhouse. Like, so that was their homage to that.
For sure.
So they could have done that whole thing with the shrimp. It's small, but place to eat, shrimp and fries. It could have been that way.
What were you going to say, Brownie?
Oh, I just wanted my first kiss to be on a surfboard, like
I think they do. I don't know how I feel about this in movies. I'm curious what you guys think. How do you feel about when they say the name of the title in the movie?
I think the way that they said it was actually pretty cool because they were just referring to the way, the type of wave. Oh, it's a sick Point Break. It's a 5 foot walls. It's a Point Break, right? So it's cool.
What about you, Austin?
Well, that was the kind of way that they used to do it anyway, right? Like one of the main characters would say the name of the movie. Like that was a common thing. Yeah. Family Guy kind of ruined that for me because they were just like, they did like a small little cutaway quit, like being like, oh, they said the name of the movie. He said it. Like, so every time someone says the name of the movie, I laugh because I'm just like,
well, just like what's another one? I can't even think of one where I could remember them saying it. Just throw
my memory is such shit. I can't even give you examples.
Jimmy.
Yeah. I agree though, Brownie. That's why I asked. I think I always can't stand it. And the way that it's used in this film, I think it's perfect.
Okay. Yeah.
What's one that you think sucks the most? Like that, like was just like really.
All right, I'm gonna set it up. It's Will Smith. It's Will Smith. They're about to go on a mission. He doesn't think his group is gonna survive. He looks at him. He's all, "What are we? Some kind of Suicide Squad?"
That movie was garbage altogether.
What'd you think of that one, huh? It's pretty rough, huh?
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, I was like, you guys suck all the dicks right now on that one. That's fucking shit. I think Patrick Swayze, I never took this in, but he has such a good yelling voice. Like his voice and how it sounds when he's telling him something.
It carries and it's assertive. His voice doesn't go down when he tries to yell. He doesn't bottom out or because some people when they try to yell, they got this like weird high girlish scream, and Patrick Swayze just nails that one because you'd think he wouldn't be able to be rough and tough, but Bodhi does it.
Yeah, he does.
I love it in the beginning when they first hold up. He goes, hello.
Yeah.
You got some nutrients getting in, Brown?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Proteína.
I'm following up with your pitch, Austin, on the Point Break 2.
Oh shit! I was not even thinking about it.
You okay, dude? You're all right. I like only live to get radical. They don't understand the spiritual side to it.
Love it.
Yeah, and I think it's so cool when he like shows up at the raid. He's all, "You're late to your own raid," you know.
That's hysterical. And can we also talk about the Saving Private Ryan guy who's like the undercover DEA agent?
Oh, he's so butthurt. I love it.
Fucking jerks.
Oh, Tom's
like, you think I like this haircut? You think I like this clothes?
Yeah.
My wife wants me to sleep with the Ramada.
I llove that scene so much. Oh, you're just a bunch of cowboys, huh?
Yeah.
Bunch of cowboys.
Tom Sizemore is like now 150 pounds overweight and looks rough, dude. Tom Sizemore, yeah, he got to work with a lot of people then.
Which one was that?
He's the guy we're talking about with the sleeveless red flannel.
Gotcha.
He's like, I like your like comments. He had to get a tattoo.
He's like, nice tattoo.
Yeah. Fuck you. You like that, Pappas?
Yeah. I always love the way they did violence in this film, where Anthony Kiedis shoots himself in the foot.
Love it.
Even
the way Patrick Swayze throws, or whoever the guy is under the mask, but the way the dog gets thrown, dude.
Love that scene too.
I laughed my ass off today. He threw a dog at the guy.
Yeah.
It was a pit bull.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
I know. Every time I watch it, I feel the same way. I'm like, oh, the fucking dog's coming up.
Dude, you threw a dog at a person.
It launched.
That's like the only movie where that's ever happened.
Yeah. And it's shot in a way where we don't see the dog's landing, but that dog gets launched, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they
I don't
added,
even know if you'd be able to do that today because everyone would be like animal rights.
Those cuts on his face might have been real.
and then they added with Keanu.
Yeah, they might have been real because he threw a live pit bull at him. And oh, here you go, Rosie. Just ready? All right, there you go. Like, it's gonna react in a very angry way.
And then they go ahead, Brownie.
I will just because Austin just mentioned Rosie, and Rosie's the big rough and tough guy, the guy that's got the problem. If you tell him to do something, he's like a mechanism, man. He won't stop till it's done. Yeah.
He's got this gift of blankness.
A blank, yeah, exactly. And I love how like they brought like the surf world mixed with like the rough and tough bikers, like Motorhead. That guy Rosie just reminds me of Motorhead, which is just so sick. But
yeah, because Rosie didn't even surf, nor was he a part of the robberies. Like, what the hell did he do?
I like the one shot they cut to where he just pierces the gas thing, the little gas thing.
Yeah.
And then they
Look
cut
how
to
hardcore I am.
the ear, and he's all like that, and they just cut real quick. It's like 2 or 3 seconds.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's lighting that fire with, lighter fluid all over his hand. I'm like, Rosie, you're gonna burn, baby.
When you can clearly see it's a gas fire pit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. That's fucking funny.
Wood is just so perfect, and you can see that it looks ceramic, and then he's just pouring that on it.
I must have forgot. I forget Gary Busey dies in this film.
Yeah.
That's the trip that we don't see him grieve or acknowledge it because he immediately has to get on the plane. And then after the fact, we just jump time, and
well, in a way he grieved when he yelled no for a good 6 seconds as he ran to the body.
Good point.
And he's all, before he jumps out of the plane, he's like, it's like acid in your mouth, man. Does he say something like that?
Yeah, you want me so bad?
Yeah. You want me so bad? It's like acid in your mouth.
I think what kind of made Pappas's death is actually good is he smiled at Johnny before he went, knowing that he's gonna get the guy. Because he's kind of like Pappas, they don't quit. Pappas was the laughing stock, which, by the way, the surfer idea he had, being our bank robbers are surfers, and how his whole department gave him shit. He had solid evidence pointing to that. Why would detectives be what a stupid hunch you got?
I know.
What? It makes all the sense. And I became a wax expert, and I have all of this data. How is that stupid?
It's not.
Never made sense.
Pappas was on point.
But he was gonna get him, and he knew Johnny was gonna do the same thing. So when he smiled at him right before he died, I was just kind of like, yeah, he's like, go get him.
Yeah.
Like, that was like no more grieving in that moment. He's like, just go.
They do a good job of planting seeds in a really subtle way, where when Keanu Reeves is late to his own raid and he like wakes up on the beach with his lady.
Oh, I'd have been late too.
Hey, I like that he goes, he's all, I'm late. And what does he do, right? He like yells
straight
outward.
up, yeah.
And then his character does that again in frustration with the shootout with Patrick Swayze.
So the happiness, the frustration.
In that, like,
interesting.
As ridiculous as it is, that's his character. That's what his character does. That's what this person has. He does this thing where he chooses in frustration to yell at the sky or God. I don't know who he's talking to, but you know what I'm saying, right? I'm actually glad they did.
Oh yeah.
Wouldn't it be kind of funny if, like, because we know Keanu Reeves is awesome, but like back then, you know, little work was needed. And wouldn't it be funny if like his on-set acting teacher was like, just yell. Yeah. Just yell really loud. Just get it out.
Yeah.
Used it like a few other times.
Yeah. When in doubt, just go as loud as you can.
Just go as loud as you can. Just let it all go.
I think what's interesting about Keanu after that role, because I didn't know Keanu Reeves other than that role. So after that, because he has like a little bit of like, you know, like that surfer style, it's like you're just playing Johnny Unitas in all of his movies. You know, like he's the same dude in all of them. Yeah. Like when he's the quarterback for the Replacements, he's like this water guy.
I know,
like, scraping the bottom of the boat. And it's like, oh, is that like any place, you know, football? That's Johnny Utah, dude.
Well, it all changed when he played Neo.
Yeah,
that was like the beginning of like what he does now, and that like morphed all the way to John Wick.
He did a film in the middle of the 90s. He was in Bram Stoker's Dracula, directed by Francis Ford Coppola, and everything in it is legit. Like, it's incredible. Gary Oldman plays Dracula. Winona Ryder.
Wait, was Keanu like the camera guy in that?
He was the love affair triangle that he had with Winona Ryder.
I gotta watch that again.
It is like having, you just nailed it, Brownie, like having a surfer in a 1800 whatever the fuck, you know, like 5000 BC, and he's just like, whoa,
what?
Dracula
doesn't fit.
What?
He really stands out in it. But in this 90s period, though, he also did a film called The Devil's Advocate with Al Pacino.
That movie was great.
And he took a cut and pay to just be able to get the job. So he was already on track of this like guy that was in it for the passion projects, in it to be able to work with people like Al Pacino. And then I think it was The Matrix that just
blew him up,
where he could start paying his whole crew his cut of the pay. Like all his stuff was just projected.
Well, the biggest part was just, I mean, I think that's just part of like casting an actor, is like trying to figure out where his strengths are. Like he's a strong actor with the right role, but there are certain roles you just don't put him in, just like a bunch of other people. So it was so cool to finally, like, they found his niche, and then he was able to play with a little bit. Like, did you see that one movie where I forgot what it's called? It's like Almost in Love or something. It's with dude, my memory escapes me, but he plays like the boyfriend of the main chick. It's like the two Asian people who are friends.
He's got the headphones in. He's got the headphones.
Yeah, he's got like that little cameo that's like the funniest thing. It's like, you friends with Keanu Reeves? I'm friends with Keanu Reeves. It was just.
It's a film by Ali Wong.
Ali Wong. That's who I was thinking of. What's the movie called again? You know?
I forgot. But
I forget everything.
Like anyway, I met Gary Busey about 2 or 3 years ago at the Comedy Store, and I was with my
shit bird.
I didn't know this. You did that?
Who?
Finish the story.
He was just there hanging out, and I brought my cousin, and my cousin is just 21. It's a 2-drink minimum. And so I said, do you want to get a drink? And he's like, sure, I'll have one. You know, and he's not a drinker. And I said, what do you want to drink? And he's like, I don't know, whatever you're getting. And I said, okay, can we get 2 Jack and Cokes, right? So we get 2 Jack and Cokes. He has a sip. And the first thing he does, you can tell it like gave him the goosebumps thing, you know, like like that. Ooh, you know?
Yeah.
He's holding it. He's all, he didn't cuss. He's like, there's Coke in here. Like, there's no way that there's soda in there. And then just to add to it, my cousin Ali Wong actually performed that night because it was one of those things where comedians came up for like 10 or 15 minutes.
About that.
But anyway, my cousin was like, can we just not sit in the front row? And I said, sure. And then the guy's like, you guys know me. Where do you guys want to sit? I said, can we sit in the front row? And then we're in the front row.
Oh, yeah. You always go against what people would like. Yeah, it's great that you do that. It's an awesome characteristic.
I love you too. And then, even the 1.1 comedian's like, what are you guys, a gay couple? And my cousin's like, and I just grab it. I'm like, yeah, we're fucking gay. Just having fun. So Gary Busey's there, and I'm all, Gary Busey. That's it, pretty much it. We don't have to take a picture of them all. Gary Busey, and he's just like this. Like that.
Just nothing but mouth moving.
It's like that. Weakened from the jaw, and he just I recommend a film called Carney if you want to see Gary Busey before he did Point Break, in a great film.
Carney, okay.
Yeah, and if you like Robbie Olberson, is the guy from. Did I say his name right, Brown?
Who?
I think he's from the band, or he's from not the Allman Brothers.
Robbie Robertson.
Thank you, bud.
Yeah.
Thank you. He did a film with him and Gary Busey and Jodie Foster, and it's about a carnival. It's fucking crazy. It's good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Carnivals freak me out, so that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Awesome. I hope there's clowns doing weird shit too. Great.
He plays a clown, Gary Busey.
Great. I'm not watching it.
What would you guys say to someone that was going to watch this film for the first time, and that's a boomer? That's like, I don't want to watch it. It's old.
Boomers are old.
What are the early 20s?
Millennials.
Gen Zers. Are we millennials?
What I would say to a Gen Zer is, don't watch it. You suck.
I'd be like, if you want to get a real timepiece, watch this. This is a timepiece movie. It doesn't get old. You're going to see people that were in it that ended up having great careers afterwards. Some not having great careers. And then you just have to tell them about Tyler and Bodie. Like, anyone who knows Patrick Swayze knows you need to see the guy. He's a badass. So it's the combo. You'd have to tell them what's better than surfing, fine ladies, and bank robbing.
Money. You're gonna you'd have to preface it with like, look, this is gonna be old, but for some reason you're gonna feel it in your stomach how great it is.
Like, I remember when they're doing the raid, and War Child gets thrown out the window or tackled out the window, and they're rolling around on the grass. That image of him trying to push his face into the lawnmower, I'll never forget that. And I always thought, like, oh, that'd be a crazy way to chop someone's face up. Like,
right.
See, with like physical acting, Keanu killed that. Like, it looks so much like he's really getting forced.
Oh yeah, no, he did good.
He did that masterfully. I thought it was so great that he did that. And then it gets ruined with, speak it to the microphone, squid brain. These goofy ththings that they do in like the tensest of moments, and that's just what makes it so funny.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's 90s. That is 90s. You like, you see that one point where Tyler's wearing like her little spandex outfit with their little high top Reeboks, teaching them how to pop up, and you're just like, everything about it, dude.
Yeah, 90s through and through. So let's talk about this. And this is so funny about this scene is, why do they pick up bricks off the bottom of the pool?
I love it.
Why?
Blindfold.
Yeah. Like he even says, like, I've been a detective. I fired my piece this many times. I don't understand what could you guys possibly think that is all about? I
had a note on the side. I love it so much. Even Gary Busey's character makes a comment about it. I love the way he jumps in. That's Gary Busey, how he is today when he jumps in. That's his,
all the time.
Just,
welcome to SeaWorld, kid.
Yeah.
Probably one of my favorite lines. I think that's one of my favorite lines.
And he says, I'm gonna grab you two. Like earlier, I'm gonna give you two.
Yeah. So, there you go. The twos go in
they bookend
two sandwiches, 2 bricks, 2.
Doesn't he get 2 gunshots in his back?
Oh fuck.
Wow.
Just saying. Maybe 2 is the number. 2, just him and Johnny Utah. 2.
That's good shit, Austin.
Good point.
I got just because he brought up the time and he brought up the her Reeboks and stuff like that. I thought you were gonna bring up the 2 chicks at the raid house. How her thong, her thong is
okay,
like 90.
Even to this day, that is the most attractive like lingerie on women.
The high up shit.
Yeah, I will say, and it's making a hard comeback apparently.
Well, see, that's a good point. I like. There's something about that nostalgic old school booty that just, if they got it, they got it. It's perfect.
Yeah, you're right.
But yeah, I think that was the first time I saw a set of boobies, some titties in the shower, you know, when she's in the shower and then she beats the hell out of Johnny Utah
dude,
while she's
and then
naked.
that bitch stabs the cop, the FBI agent in the back with a knife twice.
Yeah.
Amazing.
With
her tits popping around, just like blah, 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 blah,
where does she get the idea? One, where did she find that in the bathroom? Are they just keeping butcher knives in the bathroom?
Oh, they did have guns everywhere.
Remember, I love the idea that he just like pours a bunch of guns on the bed, like
from a pillowcase. Yeah.
Love it.
No, she fucks up Keanu Reeves. She knees him in the dick, hits him against the
bangs his head. Yeah,
bangs his head. Yeah. She gets dirty. That girl gets dirty. Imagine that acting, right? You're on set naked, but then no, I'm gonna fuck up Keanu Reeves for a couple minutes, you know?
While I'm just bopping my bitches around.
Well, maybe that's how the real anger showed. She was just, so pissed I have to be naked for this scene, so I'm gonna make it count.
I'd have done that scene about 12 times with her.
We need to do it again. We need to.
I didn't capture the emotion in that one. One more.
We need a reset.
Rachel, are you serious? Yes.
Oh man.
Good.
Yeah. I got let me see. I just got a couple little notes, just little comments, just like I think it's the scene where he realizes the guys are the ex-presidents and he sees them kind of, he's like buddies. The scene where Patrick Swayze looks at us, you know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
He's all, yeah, like that.
It's when the 4 of them are surfing and they're on that party wave, and Tyler and Johnny are getting ready to go out, and that's when it clicks. Yeah, it all just clicks. He sees all 4 of them riding the wave like together, and like right then, and I like how she even goes, "Hey, what's wrong with you? It looks like you just saw a ghost."
Yeah,
and then it goes back to when Busey said, "It's like they're like ghosts," like
they give you a flashback. They give you that scene.
Yeah, they give you a flashback. Yeah,
and it was the same guy's ass too. It was the blonde kid. What's his name? He was Lyndon B. Johnson, but what's his name in the movie?
I can get that.
I got Nathaniel, Rosie, Bodie, and there's that one kid, and I don't remember his name.
Is it Nathaniel's character?
No, it's a different one.
Dude, on IMDb, these guys look older. It's hard to spot. Yeah,
this guy's actually had a lot of work. I looked him up earlier too. I forgot what his name was in the movie.
Well, the guy that plays Rosie was in Oz, and he's been in all kinds of shit. Gromit, right? It's Gromit.
Gromit.
Yeah, Gromit.
Bo Jesse Christopher is his name, and you guys.
He was in the remake along with Roach.
Oh, should we do the sequel for the next one? And
not yet. I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
How about they all just die jumping out of a plane?
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Doesn't even deserve to have a sequel.
Did you think when he says it's kind of funny, but I saw this movie recently called Saint Maud, and she bumps into a guy at a bar, and she like bumps into him, and then she turns, and they're only filming her face like this, and she turns to him, and the guy goes, "Now you got to buy me a drink." And then it cuts to the same framing, but she's in another room. And then she's riding on top of him. And they cut to like a sex scene. They do it really smooth. When they rob the bank in the beginning and his ass says, "Thank you," when he moons them, they cut to it being framed on the surveillance footage. That's a really smooth edit. I just think it's really cool.
Oh yeah. And they rewind it and it goes back. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a really clean way to get us to the next scene. I just think it's good storytelling.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
All right, I figured it out. I figured out Point Break number 2. You ready?
Do it.
All right. So it is a Catch Me If You Can kind of movie where Johnny Utah tries to follow Bodhi through Mexico before he goes to Bell's Beach. That's the movie. And then we find Rosie, and instead of Rosie just winding up dead, Keanu kills him. And then he keeps missing Bodhi just by a week.
Yeah.
Just by a little.
Yeah.
And that goes for the whole year.
Yeah.
That's Point Break number 2.
I'm in. I like all those. I'm good. What you got? What do you think, Brian? You like it?
I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. I want to see Johnny Utah do something bad though. Because
he kills Rosie. But he goes rogue, and you can kill people in Mexico even being a cop. No one's gonna look at you.
That's true. I'm thinking I'm more on the page with he's out there in Hawaii just getting barreled every day with Tyler, just making the Waikiki likey on the beach, just doing it, just having a great time. And then they approach him because they need him to put together a crew that could do like one big heist or some shit, or maybe Tyler gets kidnapped again and he's got to do it for Tyler again or whatever. Or, he sees Bodhi out there just surfing one day and he's trying to catch him but he's just trying to tell him he wants to be his homie. I don't know.
Here's a question. Do you think that Johnny and Tyler ended up together?
Yes.
I think so too, because at the end he says, he's like, he's still surfing? He's like, every day. And so I think he's like in that life now, in it with her, in the surf.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
That's him now.
I always took it as because he's adopted Bodhi's way of thinking about surfing, because he got that euphoric feeling when he surfed with Bodhi for that first wave and was like on cloud 9. Like that's why he surfs every day. However, the obsession with finding Bodhi, I think, ruined their relationship, which is why he never talks about Tyler in that last scene. He could have brought her up and be like, Tyler doing well? How's Tyler?
Yeah,
it's just right. Surfing. It's about the rush. It's about, are you still pushing it to the edge like me? Yeah. And he goes, every day.
Yeah.
And Tyler broke up with Bodhi because he pushed things to the edge every day. So that made me think that they weren't together anymore.
Oh, that's a good point, Austin, but I just hate how that makes my heart break.
Well, it's not for everybody. It's not.
I was a little, I try to watch the film. I try to watch the film with like fresh eyes. Like I didn't know what was going to happen in the next scene, just kind of experiencing
it.
I was a little surprised to see her, when Patrick Swayze and was it Rose, they release her. She like sprints to him and they hug like everything's cool now. I was kind of a little surprised by that because she left super pissed, regardless that she, you know what I'm saying, right?
Well, if she's about to get murdered, she's gonna see if she was gonna run to anybody who wasn't them.
All right. He just jumped out of a plane with no parachute to save her. If she's not marrying me, I'll finish her. That's unreal. I just jumped out of a plane for you, woman. You better come over.
You better run. You better get that.
Run.
You better get that white blouse dirty right now, hugging me. Hey, who would you guys, if you guys had an opportunity, you guys are two actors. If you guys had an opportunity to be in a reboot for Point Break, what character would you like to play?
Bodhi.
Same, Brown?
Johnny Utah.
Would you really do Johnny Utah?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I want Tyler, period.
Hey, that's pretty heavy when he's like,
he has a great character arc too.
Yeah.
Crazy. See, I'm all about the villainous type of person. I'm drawn to characters like that.
The first time we see Bodhi talk with Keanu and Johnny, I like how he runs up on I like the way they shoot it, how he's kind of soft and focused and she's sharp. And you can see him kind of doing this to Keanu.
Yeah.
And they cut to Keanu and he's like annoyed, but he's trying to play it off,
Yeah. I like that scene too.
He like grabs her and kisses her.
Picks her up and kisses her, yeah.
Yeah, like this has been mine. And then when he's like, just bring Tyler with you to the party later.
She knows where it is.
Yeah, and then he does the whole shot, with the
and then Tyler's like, he learned that from me. And then she's like, well, I like it.
Yeah. You want to know what's funny about that though? Is like none of like the things that Bodhi did never seemed aggressive or kind of like this is my shit. It seemed nothing but friendly and cool, which is such like the most badass way to establish who you are while being a nice guy. Like that was interesting.
And he goes to his house and he goes, make yourself at home. He's like, he says something like, what's mine is yours. And he's kind of looking like I fucked her too, you know?
Well, there's a really weird chemistry between them where she's kind of like, you can tell that she kind of still has something for him. He kind of still has something for her. But now Johnny Utah's in that. I thought they were going to have a fucking orgasm or a threesome together or something.
Yeah. I think the attraction is between Johnny and Bodhi because they can see in each other's eyes that comic. It's not like an attraction drive. I'm talking about like kindred, like a kindred spirit kind of thing. Like,
well, she even says that to him. She goes, she can see it in your eyes.
And that's what she's attracted to. That's why she went with him because they kind of have the same thing. Yeah. And Bodhi's kind of like, I already like this dude. Yeah. Like because I can just see like, what's mine. When he says what's mine is yours, I think it's kind of like we're like the same guy. So yeah,
you're right.
Yeah, it's a good point. That's a good point. I like that.
That's a great point too with the ending though. Maybe they're not together because of that. Maybe he would even bring it up like how's she doing, and maybe they even shot that dialogue and then thought let's just we don't need it. You know what I mean? Keep it between them two and what they have. You know?
Yeah.
I like the bookend. I like bookends in film, and it's pretty cool the way we start the movie and the way we end the movie. Surfing.
All good.
Yeah.
It's a wicked movie.
Yeah. I wonder if that's what our movie is going to be like.
I
don't know. Are we ever going to see it?
I don't know.
Can we talk about anything right now or no?
You want to rap and we could just catch up us,
I don't want to rap, but I do want to catch up us after we do this.
Okay. Both. Yeah, we shot a film in the South Bay. We used Point Break as a reference for our film, among a few others. And yeah, we got really lucky getting Greg Browning to get some of our surf footage. It's pretty cool to see that they used stunt doubles. They had to shoot it dark. They had to shoot it kind of silhouette. And when you watch our film and you see our footage, you can see that it is Lars and Freddie surfing that. It's pretty awesome. You two boys did great with that.
Yeah, we're legit. We don't have any stunt doubles.
Fuck that. Yeah, that was
Stop.
Stop. I like the line because going back to how they go back and forth, they kind of plant seeds. The first time they do it's beautiful. It's beautiful. The first time they do the skydive, they have that back and forth about pull it, right? Pull it, boom, boom.
Oh, now you pull it. Yeah.
And I like how the second time around they're in that exchange, and he goes, pull it, or we're gonna be meat waffles.
Okay, so referring to that scene too, one of my favorite mind fucks was when they're in the plane and he's like, "Who packed my pack?" And he's like, "I did." "What? You don't trust me? Take my pack." And then they pass them all around.
Yep.
I thought that was when someone was going to have to do the death-defying stunt where, at the end he ends up going without a parachute. But I thought for sure that was one of the times where there was something sketchy going on. But they were all packed correctly, apparently.
Yeah.
No, but they all made it sketchy for him because he got like like who packed my chute, and then he tries to switch, and they toss him around, but give him back the exact
same one. Yeah.
He's like, all right, I'm gonna either jump or jerk off. It's like, there you go.
He goes, nah, bro, not that one. You don't want that one.
You don't want that for a neck breaker.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I think my favorite line in the film though is the way Anthony Kiedis says, that would be a waste of time. I think it's one of the best deliveries ever in a film.
Do you think when he's on the couch, when they're like looking in the mirror and he's like listening to music and banging his chest, he's listening to his own band?
Oh, for sure.
I know. That scene is amazing, dude. What he's doing, and to wear your shorts and sneakers like that is like a vibe.
Yeah.
And he's got like the UK shorts on with the high top Reeboks again.
Yeah, dude, those we owned those Reeboks at one point.
Oh, dude, forever. We rocked Reeboks
You
So
guys
long.
did.
I
I
didn't.
rocked Reeboks for like a little bit in my childhood, but the Browns, you sported those
Yep.
things forever.
I didn't. I definitely never had. I never
You're
owned
a Vans guy. You're a Vans
I
guy.
am. Correct. Last points, comments, concerns on 1991's Point Break.
I think one of the things what? Go ahead.
Oh no, go.
Oh, one of the things I thought was funny is so they all kind of vibe off of the football game, right? That's how Johnny kind of gets introduced into the group because they play football on the sand.
Keep going, buddy.
But,
I think I know what you're
getting. Yeah, for surfers, we don't give a shit about sports.
Yeah.
So that was just kind of funny how that was part of it.
You're right.
But also, it's like they're like, "Oh, good catch," and then come play with us. It was such like a schoolyard thing where it's just like, "Oh, you know how to catch."
For
come
sure.
play the football thing, and it's funny because when he tackles Bodie, Roach is like, what the fuck was that all about? He's like, "Hey, this is Johnny Utah. You remember this guy?" And all of a sudden, they all remember him.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
did you
none
not
of them
meet
would
him
know
before you started the game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
no
who's
one would
this
know
guy?
who he
Oh,
was.
he just caught the catch you threw. He's gonna play. Like that part was just always strange to me.
No, you nailed it. I thought the same thing when I watched it this time around. I was thinking, when they first started the game, they didn't say, "Hi, my name is so-and-so. Hi, nice to meet you. And then he's even like, "Sorry, bro, I didn't mean to rub you the wrong way." You know, it's like, that was quick. That was a quick shift. I love how that scene is done though. And it's so like testosterone and like dudes movie in that moment. It's pretty funny.
Mm-hmm. But it also exercises. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was. You're probably on the same subject. I was going to change the deal. Go for it.
Oh, that was my favorite thing.
What the fuck?
It doesn't even matter. What were you gonna say?
I love when it's one of the blonde guys. He's like talking around the campfire, and he's like, "Yeah, dude, I just dropped into this wave, 25 feet, barreled up, and I just it's like when they're all talking shit to each other about Dana Point, Bell's Beach. It's just guys just telling stories, and you know." And that's when Tyler goes, "There's too much testosterone around here." And that's when she goes inside. Yeah. And that's when I thought they were going to get down with it, but they ended up going to that night surf.
Yeah, you just paddle on the beach. I don't like the way things are going.
Yeah.
I think what makes this movie work is that it was a female director. You get like a nice little sensitivity. You get a nice blend of like macho, testosterone, and action film, but you get a lot of heart and a really good story out of it. A lot of sensitivity, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was really funny, Brown.
I think one of the best parts about this movie also is that it's such a quotable movie. Like just those little things we've been playing around with like this last hour. It's so much fun and it's hilarious. And it's like, even though this is like a serious movie, the comedy it brings is so perfect for it, which is why I don't think it can be really touched. Yeah. And even Fast and Furious, they didn't even do that well. I think later on they might have, because like when The Rock got there, I think they did a few like funny jokes between him and Tyrese and everything.
They try to change it up by bringing The Rock in, but we a family, you know, it's a, you know, this community, we're doing bad things, you know, we got to go infiltrate. God, I'm regrouping from that. I had something. I had something to say, and I'm regrouping. God, that was really fucking funny. I don't know, but I know that when it comes to action films, I've never desired to coordinate these giant collision of cars, crash sequences. I really enjoy the chase sequences though, and how well they're done, especially the running aspect. And if you think about that, like as a cinematographer, you're trying to put on a steady cam or something you can kind of run with and go as fast as you can to try to match these guys. But I just think about the coverage and how like the edits that we get, you think like, oh my God, he's so close to catching them. And then he slides down, he hits his knee. But up until that point when he hurts his knee, I was just really, every time I'm really invested and so impressed by how that's done,
Very, very good chase scenes.
It's gnarly.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the best parts about the car scene exactly is that it's realistic.
Yeah.
You don't have the Fast and Furious 17 car pile up as two get away, crazy explosions. Like, no, two cars are chasing, everyone's going about their day. Some get a little banged up, but it was just you're in it. You're not looking at like too much action. You're really just in the moment being like, okay, they're like you're in it. And I love that because nowadays just like what else can distract us from probably the bad acting that's going on.
Well, it was such a clean chase, it was just like you could see everything. And like I always think, like, again, after I watch movies now, I think about how they're made instead of just like the movie now. But I just think about like if they were doing that chase scene running through the lady's house, like think about having to redo the set after that long chase.
Oh, I know.
You know what I mean?
I love that she freaks on him too. She freaks out on him.
Oh, so when I was hoping, I don't think it is, but if that was Kathryn Bigelow who says, "Get the fuck out of this house."
Who
would have been so cool if that was her.
So there's some cool things I saw where James Cameron and Kathryn Bigelow reuse actors, and the person that I know what Kathryn Bigelow looks like, it's not her, but the person that I thought it was in Terminator 2. John Connor has a stepmom and she's on the phone. You know what I'm talking about?
Same hair. Yes. It's the hair that where she does like she shoves the arm.
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
It looks like her. Yeah. I don't know if it is. That's cool you brought that up though, because I thought a little bit about that.
I just love it when people like get in there, like because Peter Jackson puts himself in like 2 seconds of his movie. I just think that's so fun. I love it when people do that.
They can have it, man. I'm
Yeah, I'm surprised you did. You should have done it at least once.
We'll do if needed. Or I like the idea of like this is a terrible example, not that I would use this as my example, but Mel Gibson gave himself a cameo in The Passion of the Christ. Do you know what his cameo is?
No.
He's the hand that's hammering the nail, in Jesus Christ's hand.
No way.
So when you see the hand that's doing it, that's Mel Gibson's hand doing it. So I like all I was going to say was I like the idea that's not necessarily like you're going to see the face of the person, but it's, it's that person doing the action, that filmmaker.
Dude, that is oddly beautiful, actually.
It stayed with me because I first heard that.
Because metaphorically, that's sin put in there. So it's like sinner put. Interesting. I like that. I did not know that.
It's not tragic to die doing what you love. Is my favorite line. Yeah,
that's for damn sure.
That's pretty good.
So if only we got to do what we love again after this lockdown. Jeez.
That movie spawned a bunch of surf movies for me later on. Like there's this movie, I'm sure you guys know it, In God's Hand. That was a surf movie where.
Yeah. Say it again, Brown.
In God's Hands.
Okay, I'm with you. Uh-huh.
Big wave surfers, and they were like that movie definitely made me want to be a part of the beach life, the surf life, skate life. And I mean, I was already skateboarding and surfing a little bit, but just like it was just so, that's what I think about my childhood, like Point Break, North Shore, In God's Hands, surfing, skating, being with the boys, just having a good time, and there's some really good cars in that movie too, like the Willys Jeep that was in there. When they're driving down the road and they're all hanging out of it, and then that Vega that they get into at the very last, that muscle car, that thing's bitching. But that's all I got. I gotta hang it up soon.
Okay, yeah, definitely. My favorite Gary Busey line is the and they vanished like a virgin on prom night.
Yeah. And it's so disturbing from Gary Busey.
I know, it's terrible. It's a terrible line. And then go ahead.
Go ahead. Okay, one of my favorite things is when he's talking shit about Utah with his blindfold on.
Yeah.
Hey Pappas, this is your boy. He puts it up. I love it how he doesn't even acknowledge it. He just goes, Pappas, and just lets it go. Just Angelo Pappas. I'm not even gonna acknowledge. We already know what happened. I'm diving in. I love that. That's so funny.
Super good.
I think we covered the shit out of this one, eh, boys?
Yeah, boys.
I just love the movie so much.
I know. We love movies. I said everything I need to say. I think we should do all of us at 100% effort. Try to deliver the I am an FBI agent better than Keanu.
Better?
Yeah.
Are we going like fake? Like
when you're
like overdone better, or like just like Patrick Swayze?
Just doing it.
You get one. And when you're ready, right? Exactly. You just let me know when you're ready, right? And at any point, you gotta look right at the lens for us though when you do it, okay? All right. Who's going first?
Ryan's going first.
All right, everyone.
I am an FBI agent.
Very good. Very good. I was gonna say it for you, but you just came in beautiful. Beautiful. All right, Lars.
This is your fucking wake-up call, man. I am FBI agent.
Good.
Over the top.
I love it.
I know, man. Isn't it wild?
Yeah, that's a great. It's a great response to that. Yeah,
it's the best contrast of the actors. It's
amazing.
Fun.
Vaya con Dios, boys, or what?
Vaya con Dios.
I love you guys.
I love you too. I want.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, we'll wrap and chat.
All right. Sounds good.
Thank you guys so much for your time.
Listeners,
Definitely.
See our movie when we bring it out. We love you.
Do you? I ask everyone. Brownie, do you have anything you'd like to promote or plug, or anything that I could share in the description below for this video?
Yeah, just go ahead and throw my OnlyFans in there at the bottom. It's Brownie Cakes. New content coming out every week. Yeah, I'd love the support. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All right.
Later.
Later. Anything for you? Should I listen? You got anything?
No, you're good. I promise. You're good.
All right, guys. Much love,
dude.
Love you. Bye. Oh, that's great. What about you? Do you have anything, Austin, you'd like to push, promote, plug?
Not really. I mean, any agents or managers checking us out, check out my IMDb. I'm Austan Wheeler at imdb.com. And everyone needs to watch Filthy Animals when we get this out to you, because it's gonna be something. It's gonna be something beautiful. So
we worked very hard on that.
We worked very hard.
Yeah.
James poured a lot of his heart and soul into this, as much as everybody else in our cast and crew, and it's seriously, I cannot wait to see it.
Cool, man. I'll cut here and we'll chat. Yeah,
I love it. Let's do it. Bye, listeners. Thanks so much.
Bye. Hi,
you're still recording.